Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Um, Hope everyone is safe and healthy, and your loved ones and family too. So today I'll be presenting how to do UX reviews with Capian, which is a software for UX professionals to do UX reviews. This is me, Jean-Michel Lacroix. I'm the CTO of Capian. I'm the one who created it. And I created it with my co-founder, Laure Gabriel, which is a UX designer and UX researcher. She was doing a lot of UX reviews for clients with our consulting company called UXco in Quebec City, Canada. And she was spending so much time juggling with tools. She was taking captures with Snagit and creating reports or reviews in Word or PowerPoint. And I watched her do all these reviews manually, and I told myself, well, there should be a better way for UX designers and UX researchers to work. So that's why we created Capian. We created 5 years ago now, and we're pretty active on the Quebec City scene regarding everything UX. We have our consulting company, our tool, Capian, and we're behind the community in the city called the Soirée UX, which is the UX evenings, which is the only North American antenna of FLUPA, which is a European French UX professionals association. And we also host a UX conference each year in Quebec City on autumn. So let me go quickly over what we'll be covering today. It will take about 20 minutes, and we'll have 10 minutes for questions. So we'll be starting on why reviewing interfaces is important and how we did it in the old way, like I told you before. We'll talk a bit about the heuristics, and then I'll demo you how to review UI and UX with Capian, and why this new way to work is a better way than what we had before. So first thing first, reviewing interfaces. So doing UX reviews is important because we want to improve the user experience. UX reviews is the first step on measuring and finding the issues in the interfaces we build. It requires a real human because this cannot be automated. You need someone with which is an expert in systems to have a look at the UI and the UX and to find where there's potential issues. And to help with that, researchers have created heuristics, principles, and ergonomic criteria, which help researchers and UX designers to be more objective. The goal is not to state our personal opinion on the UI or the UX, but really to try to find what's not working regarding the ergonomy of the interface. And the UX reviews is a fast and cheap method. It can be done at any moment of a project lifetime, during design development, before, after going in production. And it's really a good thing to do before going in usability testing or user testing, because you want to maximize the value of the user tests you will be doing. User tests are not cheap. They take a lot of time. And if you go testing with a UI that has problems that could be found by an expert, you will be losing time and money. So in the old days, the way to do UX reviews in the old days, if you were using PowerPoint or Word, as we did, was to take a screen capture while you browse. You identify an issue you want to fix, and you take a capture, you put it into Snagit or Photoshop, and you draw rectangles, arrows, and annotations over the image. And then you put it in a document where you will be formatting your review, be it Word or PowerPoint or something else. And then you manually do all the formatting. You add your criteria, recommendations, and this is a big, huge Word document. And then when you're done, you send it by email to your colleagues or clients. And then there's an infinite thread that goes off with email where you reply to each other, and the person asks for clarifications about point 25, and it's really, really complicated. It's really a mess. So we wanted to save time over there too. This is what it looked like before one of our review. You see, it's in French, but you can see that there's a description, a suggestion. There's the criteria on top left, and the severity of the issue we found, and the capture of the screen, the part of the screen that was problematic. So we had to do this hundreds of times each week to build reviews. And I don't know if you have this issue too, but when I try to move images in words somewhere else, it always screw up with all the formatting I've done. So we found we're spending way much time juggling with tools that made us unproductive, and it made us, it was breaking our focus. You know, when you're browsing on a website, you're evaluating, reviewing a website, you have a flow of mind. You're finding problems, you're identifying them while you browse, and then you document them while you browse. So it's way more easier now. So Capian is a all-in-one tool to do UX reviews and UI quickly. So it helps you capture findings as you browse, and then you can share a link to your review to your customer or colleagues, a bit like when you share a Google Doc to a client or a customer. So now with our simplified process, you capture as you browse with our Chrome extension or mobile application. You organize your findings and document them a bit more in the application, and then you send your report to your colleagues to share and discuss. I'll show you how it works in a little bit. So all the capturing is done with our tools and is sent right into Capian, where a report, a review is generated. You can edit it, but it's all generated for you. And then when you share your review with your team, you can collaborate directly into Capian. So you can put comments on every finding, or you can have collaborators help you build your evaluation. You can do evaluations, reviews with multiple reviewers. That's really useful. So we built Capian for UX reviews first using, in French, it's the criteria of Bastien and Capian, which is ergonomic criteria, which are really popular in French. But so it's great for heuristic evaluations, UX audits, expert reviews, marketing audits, and many other audit types. When you review interfaces, Capian is really a super useful tool. We use it for benchmarks too. We use it for a mood board. We're using it for a lot of different types of capturing on websites where we need to deliver a document of our findings. So before showing you Capian, let me talk about a bit about the heuristics behind Capian. So the heuristics exist since 1993, I think, the Nielsen's one. There's a lot of heuristics in the community. So there's Jacob Nielsen's one, the ISO principles, the Schneiderman's golden rules, and there's a lot of them other too. So we support most of them in Capian. The ones that are listed here are supported in Capian. They're built in. So when you create a project, you select which heuristics you want to work with, and the project you will be doing will be using those criteria. And you can also add your own criteria, personal criteria to Capian. So if you want to merge two existing lists, if you want to add more criteria to Nielsen's one, for example, you can do it. So one of the goals of using the standard criteria and customizable criteria for your organization is to help you standardize the review practice in your organization. And one thing that changed since the introduction of the criteria 20 years ago is that, more than 20 years ago, maybe 30, something like now, there's multiple device type now. When the criteria were introduced, there weren't as many devices as today. We have laptops, desktops, and mostly mobile, which is really a big difference from what they had in mind when they conceived the criteria. And we asked the creator of the French Bastien and Capian grid, Christian Bastien, if he thinks that the heuristics are still relevant today on the mobile device. And he told us that when you look at all the grids, they all have the same underlying principles. So the existing grids, the existing heuristics guidelines, be it Bastien's Capian or Jacob Nielsen's or Schneiderman's, they're all still actual with the mobile revolution, but sometimes they need to be adjusted for the new UI components. So let me jump right into Capian now. So I'll show you how it works. So I'll go straight to a website, which we already did a sample evaluation, a sample review. This is a taxi company in Montreal, Quebec, which was, I'm not sure if they're still in activity. They had a lot of, it was hard for them with the Uber revolution too. So they were doing taxi with an application. And see here, we have green buttons on a green background. They may be hard to read for users, so let me capture them. So I clicked on the Capian extension in the browser, and I'll be selecting this part of the screen to tell that the contrast is problematic. So let me find my Theo Taxi evaluation here. The title is button contrast. Criteria, oh, sorry, these are in French. This is the Bastien's Capian criteria. So I'll be adding an issue there. The button background is green, as is the background image, which makes it hard to read. Give more contrast. This is the recommendation I'm making as a professional. Give more contrast to the button, or change color. So a real recommendation will be more specific than that, and you will have a real solution, a real suggestion. And you can tag the part of the screen that's problematic too. So here you have the criteria, the heuristics, why this is a problem, and the tags are to help you organize your findings. So this is a critical issue. I'll go in my settings and I'll put it in English so it's easier for you to follow. Sorry about that. So the text will still be in French, but the labels will be in English. So I captured my first problem here, and now I'm done. I will continue capture issues as I browse. So this text doesn't have necessarily a real problem, but let's select it for the sake of the webinar. So their problem with title. Title is capitalized. And the recommendation is make it lowercase, which doesn't make sense, but do that. And this is the current document I'm working on. This is my review, which has already a lot of issues in there. I'll go to the bottom of the review, and you'll see that the new ones I captured while talking to you are already there. So this is the automated review that is being built. And I can still edit everything. I can draw some more arrows, maybe too many arrows here, and I can edit the drawings I've already made. I can edit the severity. Everything is still editable. And when I'm done capturing, I can share it with my team. So I will preview it first. So I'm previewing the document as the person will see it when she or he will read it. So she'll be receiving a review with all my recommendations and the descriptions of the issues I've had with this interface, this app or website. So this looks great, and I'll share it with my team. So I'll share it with the public link. So anyone with the link can comment on this. So if I open this in another window, I will be able to comment, to leave comments. So you can have reviewers that doesn't have any license they will have the public link, or you can have collaborators which have licenses, and this will be a private sharing. And another thing that's useful in Capian is the criteria. Like I said, you have these criteria that are built in Capian right now, and we're always open to add more of them. And there's also my custom criteria that I created. So when you edit criteria, you can nest them, and you can create as much as you want. We have criteria which as much as 300 criterion in there. So let me go back to the PowerPoint. So I've shown you the heart of Capian, which is the capturing and the automatic report generation and the sharing. This is really the three parts where Capian shines and helps you focus on your expertise and gain time, and also gain time when you share it with your colleagues or customers. So it allows you to capture findings quickly. You don't have any formatting to do. It's already formatted. The criteria are customizable, and there's also statistics, which I didn't show you. I really like the statistics. It's something we didn't have before when we were doing it manually. See here, I have these are the criteria. I see that there's more than half of the problems that are a guidage problem. And the severity is, we see that there's not a lot of critical issues, so the app is not that bad. And we can also see by tags and even by page on the website. So it allows us to target some recurring problems or some pages where problems are more frequent. And the collaboration is really great. You can do a UX review with multiple people, with multiple experts. You can work many persons in the same review, or do them separately to not influence each other. And then you can merge your reviews in a bigger review. And something that we really like too is that you can discuss each findings in context. Instead of replying to an email and saying, oh, findings 42 is great, but I have a question, and then you get all messed up in the email thread, you can just comment on the findings. So you can ask the question really for one finding instead of being overwhelmed with all the email threads. So, and the review is easy to share. We have a mobile app, which I'll show you in a moment. And you can also export your reviews to PowerPoint, PDF, and other task manager to like Jira, GitHub, or GitLab. So you can export the findings in Capian and convert them into issues for these other task trackers. This is the mobile app. I'll comment the video as it plays. So there's two components. There's a browser that allows you to capture websites, responsive websites, and responsive web apps. And it uploads the capture to your Capian project. And you can also capture it, upload captures that you made from native applications into Capian. And the third thing is, when you take a capture of a native application, you can share it easily into Capian. So this is really a tool to help you capture more easily on mobile and send images into Capian. The commenting and the documenting still needs to be done into Capian, but it's a companion app that will save you a lot of time. Now, as I said, there's other use cases that can be done with Capian too, like benchmarks, mood boards, user acceptance testing. It's all things that our customers are doing, and it's great, really, to do that. And we are always testing and adapting Capian for a new use case too. So if you have a use case that we're not covering now or not covering good enough, we want to hear about it so we can tweak it. And we've built Capian with collaboration in mind, and we want Capian to be the tool to break silos in companies. So we made it really easy to use and easy to share, and even managers, when they get a Capian review, they can easily read it and comment on it. It's not a tool that's targeted only to designers like InVision or only to developers like Jira. It's really something that's a sweet spot between both of them, and that helps you document quickly all the findings, and then you can easily share it with your team, then everyone can collaborate on it. So that's really the two main points of Capian: capturing findings quickly and simplifying communications so you can have a better products and services. So Gartner says that breaking silos is really important for building products, and that's what we want Capian to be able to do. So I'll be ending this right now, right on my 20 minutes mark. Thanks for watching. I'll be sending you a 1-month free trial as a gift for watching today live. And if you have any questions, I'll gladly answer them in the chat box on the right-hand side. Thanks for watching, Mustafa. Well, there's not a lot of questions. The future roadmap, we're working right now on improving the extension so that it's able to capture animated parts of the screen and cropping right in the extension, so you get better drawing tools and you have more flexibility when doing captures right into the extension. That is one of our main goals right now. And we'd also like to add sections to reports, to reviews, so they are easier to segment in multiple parts. Thanks, Mustafa. Thanks for watching. Thanks, you too.